Hey everyone, you're watching Soundwaves TV. Chasta here, and I'm so excited to finally get on Velvet Grave. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We are doing a special isolated version of Soundwaves TV because you guys have a huge week. You got your EP coming out. You got your EP release at Brentwood Emporium. So congratulations ahead of time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So how are you feeling with all this? Like your baby is going out into the world.
Oh man, it's been a long time. How long have we had the songs recorded? Like a year.
A year
At least.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a lot of back and forth to get this out. So we are very excited that it's finally coming.
Where did you record them?
So technically, we recorded the album, well, the EP, at my home studio, and then we had it mixed through Noise Eater Recordings.
Okay.
And he did the magic to make it sound how it sounds.
Yeah. Final mastering is such an important piece of the puzzle. But it does amaze me like how much you can do in your home studio now.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Like, have you guys been doing that all along? Like, was from the get-go, like in other bands and all of that?
My last band, Cold Shoulder, we kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't speak for these guys, but I've actually never recorded in a recording studio for any of my releases. It's been just home studio
That's why I
stuff.
asked that, because I remember I was a fan of Cold Shoulder. That's where I met you, and then you guys came to be. So since Velvet Grave this is our debut on Soundwaves, tell everybody kind of what your band is, what's the vibe, what's the influence, that kind of thing.
You guys want to talk?
Mission
Me?
statement, elevator pitch, as it were.
There we go.
Well, Velvet Grave is a hard rock trio from the San Francisco Bay Area who bases all of our music off the wonderful sounds of grunge, of Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, and all of those wonderful Seattle. Well, I guess Stone Temple Pilots not Seattle, but either way.
Yeah. But they'll take it.
The idea.
The vibe.
The vibe.
The vibe and the energy of the time.
Exactly.
Is that fair to say?
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah.
Heavy, good songs, good writing. Hopefully we have that, but definitely heavy. We got that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You did. You've got the heavy.
Yeah.
So is that some of the music that you all three grew up on, were raised to, all of that? And that's what you bond over?
I listen to mostly like death metal and outlaw country.
Okay.
So-
Really?
Yeah. But
I love it.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
great.
have got on the AIC train since meeting this guy.
Wow. That's
But-
fascinating.
Yeah.
So could you write a death metal version of an outlaw country song?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I want to hear some death metal Johnny Cash.
It could be done.
Right?
Yeah,
I definitely
guarantee
think it could be done.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe some Hank Williams, something like that.
Totally.
I'm from Oklahoma, Southern
Okay, right
Oklahoma,
on.
so you're speaking my language
Right on.
in the outlaw country part.
Totally.
What about you? What did you grow up to?
Mainly just like heavy rock, like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I started getting into like more like Motown, rhythm and blues type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it formed into the Velvet Grave kind
That's
of
so
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? How did Velvet Grave come to be?
So I met Ty, his family-owned record store, RPM Records in Brentwood. Just all these records that they came. I don't really actually know how you got all of them, but
We just had
Yeah,
them.
they just had all these records, and they opened up a shop, and I was like, cool, record store, like. I'll go check it out. It's in my area. It's not, over the hill, because that's where
Right.
every Rasputin, Amoeba, everything.
Sure.
So I went out there, and at the time, I'm much older than young Ty here.
I was going to say, Baby Ty. That's a
He,
compliment, by the way.
He was a little kid when I met him. And then, just throughout the years, like they would do shows there. They had a space where they would have all ages shows, and all the, kids who were in bands, they got to play there. They got a place to play,
Sick.
which is so important. And there's not many all ages places to play.
Yeah.
So I'd go out and see shows, and Ty, what was it? Mammoth that was the first one?
Yes.
Okay, so he had a punk band, Mammoth, and it was how
With
old-
Wolfgang Van Halen?
Yep. Exactly.
That would be
Yep.
nice, yes.
Yeah. And I saw them play a few times, and then he got older, and we were kind of like hanging out at the shows and everything, and just started talking music. Oh yeah, I like Alice in Chains and all this, and he was like, me too. And I was like, let's do a jam thing.
Do a thing.
And it just kind of morphed into that. And we had a couple other different members at a certain time while we were writing, and then just, how it goes.
Yeah.
Members come and go.
Oh, sure.
And Kyle and I actually worked together. And I told him, oh, man, I need a bass player. I need a singer. And he was like, oh, can I come and try out?
I
And
can
was
do
like,
that.
sure. Like, I didn't know you could sing or play bass.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And
you
then,
were just keeping that as secret in your back pocket?
I mean,
Secret rock star by night?
I could fake it. You know what I mean? Just fake it.
Can fake it.
Yeah,
Say
let's-
yes first, and then
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I gotcha.
so
That's
yeah,
very cool.
He came over and did we just do a couple covers or did singing wise before you started writing?
No, you just taught me the songs on the spot.
Okay.
And
Wow.
then you guys were like, yeah, that'll do.
Basically.
So when that happens, is that the Step Brothers moment of like, did we just become best friends? Is that the magic that happens?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And you're in the garage, you're jumping around.
Yeah.
There's so much room for activities.
Exactly.
I can visualize the whole
Especially in a trio. Now we don't have anybody in front of us. We're
Yeah.
just like, we got all this room now.
thing. Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of a power trio. You know, you can make a lot of noise as you do and well know with three.
Totally.
So was there ever any interest in having a fourth, or were you like, nope, cool, trio, we're set?
Once we kind of got everything going and the songs were starting to form, we were like, I don't think we really need anything
need it.
else.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds big enough, it sounds full enough, and we write very well together.
Yeah.
It's if we added somebody else, it might totally ruin the dynamic immediately.
Yeah, you don't want anybody coming
Yeah.
putting a turd in your pool.
Yeah, exactly.
I try to keep it classy here, obviously. So, because there's only three of you, what is the writing process? Like, are you all three in a room writing this out, or do you take your instrument and start with drums, or how does it work?
I'm probably the worst one at it because I'm always like, I need to write something complete before I show you guys. You can't hear it yet.
Oh, Jesus, no pressure. Oh, that's brutal.
And
that's brutal.
so that's usually, I guess, like someone will have a riff or an
Yeah.
idea, like, oh, I have a guitar riff with some like fake drums behind it, and I'm usually the one like, hey, here's this, or Ty will send me a riff because he plays a ton of instruments too.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll just kind of be like, yeah, that could work for this, maybe that, and then I guess I kind of put them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I send them out to them like, what do you think of this? And they're like, that's cool, we'll try it. It's pretty fluid, really.
That's great.
So, but yeah, we really do need to try the like getting in the room and jamming thing, but it's always just kind of been.
It's been pretty good though.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's been
say,
pretty
what
good.
works for you though?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what we're talking about. There are no rules.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
In music anymore, writing, recording, none of it, which is really great.
Yeah.
Because it's open to everyone, good, bad, or ugly. Anybody can do this, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's always great. What are your goals for 2025? Because you guys came out early 2023 as a band.
Yes.
Somewhere
It's like-
around there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
March 2023.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's been almost 2 years coming up in the new year.
Just
so what do
about.
you like? Let's just manifest some stuff like for 2025. What do you guys? What would you want? What would be ideal? Like if you're gonna go out on the road, who is it with? And shoot for the stars, by the way. Alice in Chains.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we sound
Why not?
too close. It might be like, if the Foo Fighters tour,
Yeah,
Dave.
right. Yeah, exactly. If Dave can get his S together.
yeah, that'd be great. But I mean, we've kind of been in some talks with a couple different like indie labels, and hopefully we see something come from there. I mean, the goal would be to tour for sure, do something, even if it's a 5-day tour. But you know, nothing on the docket yet.
Yeah.
You know, get the music out there. We've been waiting so long. We're so excited that it's finally coming out. And then probably get back into the studio. But yeah, definitely some kind of multi-day tour.
Sweet. You said the it's been recorded for a year, right? So what has been the process? What's the wait time? Are you doing vinyl? Because I hear a lot of people like release stuff based around when they can get vinyl because it's so impossible to do right now.
We do want to put it on vinyl eventually. We looked into it. We're just going to do CD and streaming for now, though.
Yeah.
And just kind of see how that
A lot of
goes.
bands are really doing that because
Yeah.
it just crunches down your timeline, like
Yeah.
to basically impossible.
Yeah. I would say the biggest thing, honestly, that took the longest. So we recorded it, and probably a blessing in disguise because we re-recorded some stuff, and honestly, the songs sound better than they did originally. But our mix engineer, I really hope I don't butcher his last name, but Olav Tabatapai from
Whoa.
Noise Eater Recordings.
Wow.
Down in Santa Cruz. He is Machine Head's front of sound guy.
Okay.
So when they tour, he tours.
Sure.
So we had everything done, and he was like, all right, well, I'm going to be on tour.
Yeah.
I can't mix it. And I was like, okay.
That's excruciating.
So we kind of did some, okay, who can we go with? And we found somebody else who did it. And unfortunately, and I don't know why, they ghosted us.
Oh, what?
They did a mix and they sent it to us. And we were like, that's great. Here's kind of like our feedback on it. And then we just never heard.
And they just disappeared.
Just disappeared.
How unprofessional is
Very,
that?
very wild.
Weird.
And then Olav came back from tour and was like, hey, I have a minute to mix the single, which would be Higher Ground, that came out in August.
Yep.
And we were like, all right, let's get this done. Get that out. And then finally he was off tour. He got everything done. And that was the biggest wait.
Yeah,
If he didn't have
okay.
tour, it would have probably been out.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? When you're working with bigwigs in the rock world, you wait. And
Exactly.
it'll be worth it. I have a feeling.
Exactly.
Higher Ground, we've been playing on Soundwaves FM and on Bone Breakers on 107.7 The Bone.
Right
Super
on.
dig that one. Yeah,
Yeah, thank
absolutely.
you.
So moving forward, let's talk about tonight. You have a gig behind the curtains here tonight. In just a couple hours, you got to go. What are your pre-show rituals? Like, what do you guys do to kind of shake off the nerves, if you have any, or get in the zone?
I don't know. I don't think we get very nervous.
You don't?
I just try to warm up my
You just
voice
go up
and-
there, yeah.
just
Oh,
do
I'm internally nervous all the time. I just try not to show.
You just set at that bar of nervousness. Oh, that's all
Yeah,
right.
I sit at the bar, all right.
Yeah. That's where we'll be tonight. Well, what about you? Do you do drum warm-ups? I'm married to a drummer, so I'm always hearing like paradiddles and all kinds of stuff.
I just kind of run on the stage and
And just go for it.
just go for it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Youth people.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Throw yourself
Yeah,
into
Right.
Ty, not us.
Yeah. That's nice.
I'm like, I have to do like the whole like
Uh-huh.
stretch out my hands that far to make it,
Yeah.
make sure they don't give out after the first song.
Well, I'm super excited to see you guys tonight. I have, it's really cool too. I just have to give a shout out to like Tony Molson, and I've seen this a few times, but Tony Molson, State Line Empire, often will wear a Velvet Grave shirt on
Tony's the
stage.
man.
He
So
is.
awesome.
And I love him for doing that. He does that for a lot of bands, by the way. What does that mean to you to see that? Like, what does that sense of community mean to you guys as a band here in the Bay?
We really appreciate it because honestly, it's been kind of hard, at least for me. I know Ty's been playing around and then Kyle's had some other groups, but trying to find bands and just people to play with is very hard, especially in the Bay and in the rock scene.
Yeah.
It's not very big.
Yeah.
And I always hate to say it, but like trying to find the bands who are like putting in the work and doing not just like, oh yeah, we have a band, like come see us, and they just kind of
That's that.
it's whatever.
Yeah.
But like Tony, incredible singer, obviously Rusty Chains,
Yeah.
State Line,
Yeah.
Devil in California, great guy, and I think he wore that at like the Lynch Mob show.
Yeah. At the,
And I was
at the
like,
Guild.
dude, like you could have wore anything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So we really appreciate that, and the community part is huge because, like I said, just trying to find people and bands that are like even that care.
Yeah.
Because you can go up to any normal band like, oh hey man, like we want to play with you guys, and yeah, okay.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll make it happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, so.
Yeah. I love that he does that because I know that community really matters to him.
Yeah.
And he shows it quite literally on his chest. So when I saw that, I was like, that's so cool. I love it. Well, you've got a gig tonight, and then you've got your EP coming out this week, and then you got your gig at Brentwood Emporium. So let's tell everybody about that one.
Brentwood Emporium, that's our East Bay home. We're all from Antioch, Disco Bay, Pittsburgh, Concord, Brentwood. Great venue.
Yeah.
If you haven't been out there, definitely check it out. Who owns it? What festival do they do?
Dan and Tony, I believe. California Roots
California
Festival.
California Roots.
Your friend from the other room just yelled that out. I love
Thanks,
it.
Jason.
California
Thank
Roots.
you, Jason.
I just heard about that festival not too long ago,
Yeah,
actually.
they just had it, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. That's so cool. That is Friday, the 15th. So like this week. So get on out there, Brentwood Emporium, and check out Velvet Grave. Where do you guys hang out on social most? Like, what's your?
Velvet Grave
Poison.
Band is the place.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. That's we don't we have a Facebook but I don't know if anyone looks at it.
Screw Facebook.
Yeah, but Instagram, that's where we hang out the most. We don't have a Twitter. Kyle has an OnlyFans. I'm just kidding.
Of course. That's how they pay for gas on the
That's how they pay
road.
for
Get
gas.
them, Kyle.
Get him, Kyle.
Get them.
What is it? A VIP bike ride from Kyle? I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Man. You're blushing. All right, check them out. They're Velvet Grave. We'll see you at the show. You're watching Soundwaves TV.